Perfect. Hello, everyone. My name is Katelyn Fulton with C21 Percy Fulton, and welcome to our first Systems for Success training program. This program is something that we have been working on for a very long time. And if you did not know, this year we are actually entering our 45th year in the business. And so with that excitement, we wanted to create a customized coaching program for you all. So this program has basically taken the last 45 years of knowledge that we have gained from attending many conferences, many seminars, listening and learning to everything we could get our hands on. Of course, Claire, our big boss, even our own personal experience working out there as a small sales team. And most of all of the lessons that we've learned from the experiences that you guys have all shared with us throughout your business. So we have taken a lot of what we've learned over the years and turned them into a giant database of systems for you. So the goal of this program is to have 10 focuses. So I'm going to aim to have one focus per month, which means there's 2 months that are going to be off. So today we are going to be talking about the first focus, which is your database and your CRM programs. Focus 2 is going to be all about the home buying process and what it's like to work with a buyer from the pre-qualifying stage to writing your offers, all the way to closing and after the buyer has purchased a home. So talking all about the buyer experience. Focus number 3, we're going to be talking about how to win in multiple offers, as well as negotiation skills that you need when working for your buyer clients. Focus 4 is going to be all about the listing presentation and going over what that presentation looks like. So I'm going to talk about how to gather data for the listing appointment, all the way up to what it's going to look like when you knock on that person's door and say, hey, my name's Katelyn, and I am really excited to get your house listed, all the way to touring the home and how to present what you're going to do to market that home. Focus 5 is going to be all about how to leverage that listing and hopefully become a listing agent. Focus 6, we're going to be talking all about handling multiple offers and negotiation skills when working with sellers. Focus 7 is going to be all about prospecting and lead generation. Focus 8 will be on the follow-up and lead conversion. Focus 9 will be on succession planning, and maybe you're ready for a team. So we're going to be talking about how to create a succession plan and the steps to growing a team. And the last focus of the year is going to be all about business planning. So we have kind of organized these focuses throughout the year based on what type of market we're working with, as well as what we've seen in the market for where you guys may be in your business as well. So we're going to be going live here once a month, just like we're doing today. Twice a month if I have a related speaker to that focus to talk about that focus of the month. And this is going to give you guys something to really focus on each month. So I really wanted to get you guys used to creating systems in your business. And I think by having a different topic every week really doesn't give you guys that opportunity to create the business that you guys have really been wanting. So with each focus at the beginning of the month that I give you, I really want you guys to spend that month focusing on everything that you need to create a system for that piece of your business. This is going to be one of the most important things that you guys do. So I really want you guys to absorb every topic that we talk about. Again, I'll be recording these sessions so you guys can always listen back on them. Every other week that we are not live, you will receive an email with some sort of piece of value from me. So it's going to be a guide, maybe a buyer guide, seller guide that you guys can add your branding to. It's already done. Different templates that you guys can be using, whether it's letters out to your clients, different scripts, phone call, text scripts, all of that sales skills that you guys really need, as well as checklists, which are really important to summarize the systems that we're creating. Or you may receive an email with some sort of video training, a podcast, or even some books that you guys could be reading. So even though we're only going to be live on here once a month, you will still receive something from us every week to keep you guys really engaged in that focus for the month. A lot of agents these days are really running around wild. We are seeing agents making viral content, becoming marketing masters. However, when that agent receives a new client, you have no idea what to do with them or what the process is actually like. So this is exactly what the program is going to be. It's going to be a checklist of the things that you need to be doing when you get that client and how to really grow a successful systematic business. Now, again, you guys are going to hear me talk a lot about systems, and a lot of you probably don't even know what a system is. So the definition of a system is a set of principles or procedures according to which something is done in an organized scheme or method. So in other words, it's basically a checklist of how things are done and something that can be repeated over and over and over again. Why are they important for your business? These systems are going to help your business run smoothly, and hopefully you can expand your business easily. And maybe you guys want to hire an admin or you want to hire an agent. But if you don't know exactly what you do on a daily basis or how your systems run, it's going to be very difficult for you to be able to pass that on to someone else and get the help that you need. So this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to talk about how to create these systems so that hopefully you can pass this business on to somebody else. Now, I assume most of you guys got into this business for freedom or life balance. And as we all know, that is a very tricky thing to do in real estate. And that's going to continue to happen unless you're running an organized business. So if you find that you are chaotic and you're always chasing that next deal and the way that you run with your clients is completely different every time, we want to change that. We want to make everything organized for yourself so that you guys feel more balance in your life and more freedom to do the things that you really wanted to do with your life when you got into this industry. So my goal is to help you guys ultimately create a succession plan and retire. So succession planning is your retirement. So I want to work with you guys all towards hopefully helping you guys retire at some point in your life. Working as an agent in the past 5 years and alongside my father has really taught me the importance of growing a systematic business. So I've experienced the exhaustion that you have all gone through and things that can come with this career and how important it is to really organize your business to allow you that freedom that you truly came in this business for. So in this program, I'm going to teach you exactly how to find clients, how to work with those clients, and ultimately how to keep those clients and build a referral network. I'm also going to teach you how to grow your business to a point that you guys can hopefully sell your business one day, or maybe you decide that you want to have a lifetime referral business at some point. But it all starts with these systems that you're going to start creating today and using. So let's get to our topic. Today's focus, like I said, is going to be on the most important first step to any real estate business, which is your database. So what I want you guys to really do today, I want you to all pretend that you are a brand new agent. And I'm sure I've got some brand new agents in this chat right now, but I also have some experienced agents. But what I want you guys to pretend is we are in a fresh start to the year. So let's pretend that we are also brand new agents and we are just getting our systems in place to get started. So any first agent that joins us, they know that one of the first things that we get you to do is get started on your database. So let me open up our class session for today. So you will notice that I have created a booklet per focus. I will not be giving you guys this booklet right now, but I will give it to you at some point, mostly because as I speak through this, I may want to update a few things as we go, and I will email it to you after. But for right now, what I really want you guys to focus on is just listening to the things that I talk about and write down a few things, anything that sticks out to you. Hopefully you can pull maybe 3-4 things from this presentation and really absorb it and put it into your business practice today. So again, this booklet will be emailed to you and it's basically just the system. So it is all just a step-by-step process of how to build your database. So any notes or tips that I give you, write those down and see if you guys can add it to your business as well. So the ultimate program designed to help you create a more systematic approach to your real estate business. So today we're going to be talking about the objective of your database, why having this database is important, the technique and the step-by-step guide to growing your database, a database checklist to basically summarize everything I'm talking about. So I'm going to take the 17 pages we've got and I'm going to condense it down to 1 to make it really simple for you. And then we also have a success map at the end for all of our visual learners. Okay, so your database. The objective of this focus is to build a superior referral system by establishing a loyal client base through consistent quality client communications before, during, and after each transaction. Why having a database is important for your business. So I'm sure you've heard us say, but 70 to 80% of the business that you do will ultimately come from the people that you already know or have worked with. So it's a proven fact that staying in touch with your network will bring you more business today and in the future. And having an organized and up-to-date database is important to maintain relationships with these people. So it is the easiest and the most effective way to grow your real estate business. Yet so many agents just don't take the time to do it. If I could give you guys any piece of advice, this should be the one thing that you guys spend the most time on, is growing this database. We're like little squirrels out there. We see a new shiny object and we run at it. Anything that seems easy, we want to try it. But we always forget to go back to the old school, the basics, which is just growing your book of business and growing relationships with the people around you. So by having a database, this is your road to retirement. Eventually, so on your database, it's really just a checklist of everybody that you know with all of their contact information. Think back to, I remember when I was growing up, my mom used to have an address book just sitting on the kitchen counter, and it would have all of her friends' names. It would have their phone numbers, their addresses, you know, all those good things. And we kind of lost touch of that. And that's exactly what this is going to be. It's just having basically a book of everyone that you know with all of their contact information. And eventually what your goal is to grow this address book and sell it. You can sell this book one day when you're ready to retire and go live down in Florida one day. You can say, you know what, I'm done. I've got 5,000 people on this list and I'm ready to stop selling real estate, but I've built such a big group of loyal clients that I would hate to just get rid of it. So now you can take this book of business and sell it to another agent for however much you want. This is your business that you are growing. The other option is to have a lifetime of referrals. So maybe you don't want to go do listings and you don't want to work with buyers. So what you can do is stay in contact with everybody on your book of business. And when Sally is ready to sell her house, you can reach out to a trusted agent and let them do the transaction, and you take a referral fee, whether it's 25%, 50%, whatever it is. And you can continue to live your dream somewhere hot or whatever your dream is, and just build your business, but have somebody else with their legs on the streets for you. So this is the whole point of having this database, so that when you're ready to slow down one day, you have the system and the business and the people to help you get there. So the earlier you systemize this part of your business, the better. So the technique, so the system that we're going to be talking about provides recommended examples of client communications and how often these communications should be used in order to generate referral leads consistently. So in order to execute this technique, you're going to be required to utilize an up-to-date and complete database with your clients' names, their full mailing addresses, emails, and phone numbers of your sphere of influence, any past clients, referral partners, and future clients. Preferably, you want to have these contacts in a CRM. So this is a client relationship management platform. And this can be any platform you want. There's many really great CRM platforms out there. And it doesn't matter which one you use. You can even use an Excel sheet. It can be very simple or it can be as complex as you want. But the key to this is to have a database. All right, let's get started on how to actually get this going. Okay, so this is your systems now. So now that I've talked about the goal, we are going to be talking about now the system, which is the step-by-step process of growing your database. So step one is have a database template. So what you're going to do is you're going to start by creating an Excel sheet template, and you're going to be creating what's called a CSV file and directly input. You can take the CSV file and directly input it into a CRM platform. Or if you just want to keep it simple, just keep it on your Excel form. But your database is basically, like I said, a book of relationships and not a mailing list. So don't just put a bunch of people on here and just mail them out things and you've never talked to anybody that's on this list. Your whole point of the database is to have a book of the people that you want to build relationships with, and send them things out once in a while. Your file columns should include, and I'm going to show you in this sheet when I do email it to you guys, you'll notice that there's some links in here. So if I right click on this link and open in a new tab, I have already gone ahead and created a template for you guys. And I have a basic one and I have one that works with the MoxieWorks platform as well. But all you're going to do is start to create some sort of Excel file that includes at least the first name, last name, their mailing address, including the postal codes, as well as their phone numbers and important dates. So this is what a CSV file is. It's really just a very simple template that you can use on Excel. And again, throughout the month, I'm going to be sending you guys these links as well. Okay, so now once you've gone through step one, which is creating the Excel file with just the headings of all the information that you need to gather, now is your chance to gather the contact information from people. So what you're going to do is you are going to start reaching out to everybody that you know and ask them for their contact information and input it onto that sheet that you just created. So this can be really awkward, but all you're doing is reaching out to, the people you know. These aren't strangers or anything. And you're going to start asking them for the contact information. So their mailing address, their phone number, their email address, birth dates, whatever you want to communicate with them. Now, if you're a brand new agent, you're probably thinking like, I don't have anyone to add to my list, but you probably do. If you're a new agent, one of the first steps that we would get you to do, and if you're an experienced agent as well, and you haven't done this in a while, I would totally recommend doing this, but send out a personalized introduction letter to everyone you know using the contact information that they provided. So when you're texting or calling these people, you're going to just say, hey, I'm new to the business, or I'm updating my client list. Do you mind if I get your mailing address? And what you're going to do is you're going to customize an introduction letter, which again, I've also provided you a template for, and you're going to mail them this letter to the mailing address that they provided. So this is how you're going to get it started, by just reaching out to people and asking for their contact information. Now, if you're an experienced agent, you may be a little bit luckier to know that you do have people that you can add to your database right away. So my recommendation for any experienced agent is to go back to every single transaction that you have ever done and include all of your past clients on there. You should have their new mailing addresses. You should have their email addresses. You should have their phone numbers. So you guys have a good start where you can start to add your past clients to this list as well. Now, one of my biggest tips for anyone getting started on their database is to go through your phone. Just pick up your phone, go through all of the contacts you have there. So you already have their phone numbers. Start texting these people or calling them and just say, hey, I am just updating my client contact list. Do you mind if I get your email address and your mailing address? And these are just people that you know. These aren't complete strangers. These are people that you already have in your telephone. It's your best friends. It could literally be your mom. It could be your dad, your sister. It doesn't have to be a stranger. So start reaching out to these people, start practicing and asking them for their contact information. Once you've gone through your phone list, I recommend maybe heading over to your social media, whether it's your Facebook or Instagram. Maybe there's some people on there that you talk to quite often, and you can just send them a private message and say, again, hey, I'm just updating my contact list. Do you mind if I keep you up to date with what's going on in the market? Can I just get your mailing address? And they may say no, and that's fine, but you never know unless you ask them. But I believe that if you are reaching out to people that already know and trust you, they should be supportive of you and give you their contact information. The other way, if you're way too introverted and way too scared, you can actually do this stealthy by looking up their address on public records. So for all my scared people, you can head over to Geo Warehouse, look up their name, and their address is simply right there. So once you've gone through all of your contacts, I also have another list. So again, if you click this list, you will see I've also gone ahead and added multiple other people that you may think of. So these could be people that you give business to. I've got doctors on there, your hairdresser, your church, like any type of different club, sports teams, teachers, whatever. I've got a reminder list of different people that you can start reaching out to as well. So start with the people that you know, and then head over to this list and start to write down a name next to each of these and reach out to those people and ask them for their contact information as well. Okay, now the reason I mentioned mail on this first part in sending them an introduction letter, I mentioned mail versus email because the chances of somebody opening up the email is very slim. When you're sending out newsletters, for example, there's only a 10% open rate. Whereas when you send out a physical piece of mail, there's probably at least a 90% chance that that person's going to open that letter. So really get into the rhythm of taking it a little more old school and sending out a physical piece of mail to your contact list. this is a great time to start it as well. Beginning of the year, start reaching out to people, and you can send them a calendar for the year. There's many different things that you can also include into that introduction letter. Okay, step 3. So you've gone through your list. You've added people to that Excel sheet. Now you're going to go ahead and you're going to categorize these clients. There's multiple different ways that you can categorize them. When you're first starting out, it's going to be really hard for you to categorize people because honestly, everybody's an A+ client in your list. But when you are more experienced, you know who's referring business to you, you know who your advocates are. So you're going to start to realize who your A+ people are. So if you are a brand new agent, try not to get too carried away on this one. This will take some time for you to start categorizing everybody, but in some examples of ways that you can categorize. So an A+ client. So these are clients that send you multiple referrals a year. These are the people when a friend mentions real estate or asking for referrals, they send you. So anyone that always refers business to you, these are your A+ clients. A clients are people that would refer you if you asked for business. B clients, these people would refer you if asked and shown how. A C client is someone that may refer you in the future, may not. And a D client is someone that you should just delete from your database altogether. So if you have, for example, a newsletter set up and there's one person on that list that really just gives you anxiety and then prevents you from even wanting to send out that communication altogether, I highly recommend just deleting that person from your database altogether. Okay, so your database does not need to be hundreds and hundreds of people. Start small, but yes, if there's people on there that you don't want to work with in the future, just delete them. You may also choose different categories. Maybe you want to separate them into buyer clients, seller clients, maybe different social groups. Maybe you're part of like a hockey team or something like that, farming area. Maybe they were an online lead or someone you met at an open house, your referral partners. So no category is wrong. The reason I want you to start categorizing them is because you're going to, next step is to choose a communication plan. So you want to have different communications for the people that ultimately refer you business. You want to take it a little bit further with those people. And then you may have a different communication plan for the people on your C list. So this is why we want you to categorize these people, because you may just take an extra step for certain people. Okay, now step 4, you've got your clients, you've inputted them, now you've categorized them. Now we are going to choose your communication plan with these people. So it's really nice to have a database. It's really nice to have this book of business and this list of people that you know. But if they're not hearing from you and you're not building a relationship with them, it's going to be very hard for you to find business or referrals if you're not even communicating with the database. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So now your goal with the communication is to have 27 to 33 touch points a year. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm telling you that you need to call your database 33 times a year and ask them if they want to buy or sell. But instead, you guys should be in front of your database in some sort of capacity 27 to 33 times a year. So you should have a plan, like I mentioned, for each category of clients. So your A++ clients should be more personal than maybe a B to D client. Back to the touch points with the 27 to 33, it does seem like a lot, but let's break it down a little bit. So if you are sending, for example, a newsletter, an e-newsletter once a month, that's 12 touches a year. So that's already taking off almost half of the touches that you need to be doing each year. So now you need to find out different ways that you can communicate with people on top of your newsletter. So this is a very passive way to communicate with people. I want you guys to have both a passive way to communicate as well as a more active approach where you are reaching out to them directly versus a more automated approach. I'm going to be giving you guys quite a few communication ideas. So what I want you guys to do, don't get overwhelmed by these, but I want you guys to just choose 3 to 4 of them, come up with a plan, one that comes up with at least 27 touches per year. And so you guys are going to pick. So again, I want you to pick an active one and I want you guys to pick a passive one, and then we're going to go from there. Okay, so communication plan A. We're going to talk about hard copy mailouts. So these can include things like I mentioned above, introduction letters. So again, if you are a brand new agent, your very first mail out should be an introduction letter to your sphere of influence, letting them know that you are a real estate agent and you're looking to be a resource for those people for real estate. So get those introduction letters. If you're an experienced agent and you haven't done an introduction letter in a long time, I would highly recommend sending out an introduction or a reintroduction letter as well. So just reintroducing yourself to your sphere of influence, reminding them again that you're in real estate. So don't forget, guys, there's over 60,000 real estate agents in our industry. That means there's a lot of agents fighting for business right now. And if you're not staying on top of their mind a lot, they're going to easily forget about you. So even if it's your best friend, there could be a moment where they're like, you know what, I'm thinking about buying and selling, and you're not in front of them at the right time. They may end up buying or selling a house with somebody else. And I'm sure we've all been there. We've all lost business at some point to another agent. And the chances are that you probably didn't ask for their business at all, or you weren't reminding them enough. And that's a marketing problem. So if you're finding that your book of business is not coming to you and giving you business, it's probably because you're not asking for it, or you're not doing a good job at communicating with them that you are a real estate agent. So having these communications is really going to help you. Newsletters and market reviews are also very important. So sending out a physical piece of mail as a newsletter. These provide value-added services to your clients, and it also maintains an ongoing visual, physical presence with your database through the use of scheduled high-frequency publications that are delivered right to your client's door. So like I mentioned, only 10% of people are going to open your emails. So if you're sending out emails plus a physical piece of mail, that's a lot more memorable than just an email that they may just delete. So think about sending out a newsletter maybe once a month, quarterly, whatever you want, as well as maybe a market update on what's going on in the market. Note that there are companies that do provide this service automatically to make it easier. So if you think that you want to get into newsletters, but you don't have the time to actually physically come up with the content and mail it out, there are companies out there that you can email your database and they'll do the mail outs for you. So the recommended touch points for these are about 10 to 12. So that could be like one newsletter a month. Okay, like we kind of briefly talked about, e-newsletters. So these are newsletters that you can send electronically via email automatically each month. So all you have to do is input their email address onto your list, start to subscribe them to a monthly newsletter, and then you're done. You only have to do this once. It's not a lot of work. And again, these get sent out automatically for you, or you may want to do it yourself. But these can be monthly market updates, tips, neighborhood news, new listings, community events, whatever you think is really important. Now, try not to get too carried away. Mostly because, like, don't spend too much time on this because, like I mentioned, 10% of people or less are going to open this. So don't rely on this form of communication. That's why you should add the hard copy pieces as well. But also because people are going to be deleting them, don't focus too much on the content itself. Just focus on getting something in front of them once a month. So they may see your name pop up in their email box and they may just delete it. And we've all been there. We all have subscriptions to newsletters and we all typically delete them, I'm sure. But maybe maybe 1 month that you send out an e-newsletter, that person just happens to be thinking about buying or selling and they may respond to that newsletter. So again, this is a very passive way to remind people, but it's something. Something is better than nothing. So there are platforms available for you to customize your own newsletter, but these can take time and require consistency. So I would recommend getting on an automated program to send your newsletters out for you. And my recommended touch is 12, so one a month. Please note for e-communication, you do have to get permission from the people to be sending these out. So there are some castle rules that you need to look into and follow as well. Okay, another communication plan. So special occasions and milestones. So holidays and milestones are really a simple and easy excuse to be in front of your database. So e-greeting cards can be automatically emailed again to your database on special occasions. So you may also choose to have a holiday event, or you may want to even send a physical gift to celebrate. So there's so many different things that you guys can be doing. I think I'll give you some examples for different holidays, but for example, Christmas and New Year's, a lot of agents send out calendar mail outs or even just a greeting card. On Valentine's Day, maybe your A+ clients, they may receive like some chocolates or some flowers, something that stands out just on Valentine's Day. Thanksgiving, you guys have probably seen there's agents out there that are doing pumpkin giveaways. They're going to the store to get pies and people are picking up free pies. Again, these could be for all your clients. These can be for your A+ clients. But again, these are just ways to be in front of your clients, again, in some sort of capacity. Referrals. So if you do get a referral, I highly recommend sending a small token of gratitude to them right away. So don't wait for the transaction to close. When you get a referral, send that person a small little gift as soon as they refer your name. That way you're just kind of rewarding the behavior and encouraging them to do it more. Birthdays and house anniversaries, these could be an e-card, a physical card, something that you mail out just as some sort of milestone reminder. So these are all just some really easy ways just to be in front of people, really easy excuse. And my recommended touch for these is about 4 to 6 a year. Okay. Another communication is phone calling and texting. So that thing that you guys carry around, it does very well with calling people and actually communicating. So grab your phone, contact your A+ clients every month just to deepen those relationships with your best clients. Use the call essentials saying, hey, can I be of any help? Oh, by the way, if you know someone that's looking to buy or sell, I'd love to help them. And really just catch up with your past clients. Check in on how their house is doing, how the renovations are doing. Do they need any experts? Do they need like a plumber, an electrician? Is there any way that you guys can help these people after the sale or before the sale? So make sure to use your phone just to call people every quarter, every month. Have an organized way of how you're going to stay in contact with people. If you are an introverted agent like myself and you're too scared to call people, don't be afraid to text people. You can text. Something is better than nothing. I think being in person is definitely the most effective, followed by phone calling and then text messaging. But if you're too scared to do the first two, then definitely get your phone out and start texting people and checking in on them and asking for business. Again, these are just people that are on your database and people that you already know. Another excuse, maybe you want to host an event. So a simple phone call or a text message inviting them to your event. Maybe a neighbor's house sold on their street and you just want to shoot them a text or give them a call and say, hey, like your neighbor just sold for this. So give them some updates on what's going on in the market, any new pre-construction projects, any excuse to get in front of these people via phone call or texting. So I recommend doing 4 touches a year, which means once a quarter, you should be reaching out to people on your list. Social media. Social media is a very powerful tool as well that you guys can be using. Like I said, social is a social tool. So this is a way that you guys can be in touch with so many people all in one place. It's not for everybody. And I really do encourage you, do not get stressed if you do not know how to use social media. You guys just saw me give you at least 5 different ideas above. So as long as you guys are doing something, then that is everything. So social media is a great tool, but it's not meant for everybody. So don't get too stressed out about this one. But if you do want to get into social media, during a deal or after a deal is closed, you should be adding all of your clients to your social media platforms if they're not on there already. You can use this tool to really socialize with your clients regularly by liking, commenting, sharing their posts, saying happy birthday, happy anniversary. Maybe they post a photo of a new baby and they're grandparents now, or maybe they're the parents. So any congratulations, anything that you can be doing to stay on top of mind. So I would recommend maybe at least putting aside 10 minutes a day to really just go on your Facebook, your Instagram, and just go ahead and start liking, commenting, sharing. So it doesn't take a lot of time, just 10 minutes every day. Facebook even gives you a reminder of birthdays. So that's why it's really cool when you have your clients on there, and then it gives you a nice reminder of when your clients' birthdays are. So if you do want to take it a step further on your social media platforms, create a closed group for your past clients and your sphere of influence to update them on really what's going on in the market. Maybe you have some upcoming listings. Maybe you want to just use it as an education platform for talking about the process of buying and selling a home. But have them add their friends and family as well. We've got a few agents that I know are doing this and are doing very well at it. They'll go live once a month. So this can be your little incubator of past clients and just keeping them posted. Some people will even go ahead and create like a community Facebook page. So do a little quick search on Facebook to see if your community has a closed Facebook group already. And if not, maybe you can create one, become the social expert in that community and start to grow basically like an online farming of all your neighbors and kind of regularly update them on what's going on in the market and hopefully get them engaging as well. So there is some opportunities for you guys to grow your business and your database, even just through your social media platforms. So if you are going to do social media, make sure that you are posting and engaging regularly so you can stay on top of mind. So you need to be social on this platform. And if you're not, if you're only going to be posting like once every like 6 months, just don't bother. Don't use this as a platform. It's not going to be successful unless you're doing this regularly. So my recommended touch for each of your people in your database is at least 10 times. So be in front of them in some sort of capacity 10 times a year. Okay, real estate portfolio reviews. In other words, this is a CRM. So one of the most common questions that you guys will get from past clients is, how is the market? Followed by, what do you think my home is worth these days? So people are naturally curious about the value of their home. So instead of waiting for them to come to you, we should be proactive and deliver a CMA to their doorstep, or you can do a video CMA via email instead of waiting to hear from them. So keep it simple with a few key numbers and give these people a range of what their home is worth and some key market information. So again, there's different platforms that you can do this on. You can do it through your MLS system, through your CRM, and just go, it's basically just sending them the comparables for their house and letting them, just keeping them updated maybe once or twice a year on what their house is worth and just adding value. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're telling them that they should sell their home, but if they do think about it, hopefully they come to you because you've been keeping them up to date on what's going on. So once you have sent out your real estate portfolio review is a fancier way of calling it, or your CMA, your market evaluation, whatever term you want to use, 1 week after the mail out, you can use another touch point where you're going to follow up with them and answer any questions that they may have. So this is your opportunity to be their real estate consultant and offer suggestions on how they can create wealth through their real estate and grow their portfolio. So even if your clients just purchased a home, just like a year ago, it's a great idea to update them on what their house is worth. Maybe they've built some equity over time and you can suggest, hey, I see that you guys have built over $100,000 in equity over the time. Have you thought about pulling that equity out to buy an investment property or a pre-construction project? Give them some advice on how they can continue to grow their real estate using equity from the real estate that you helped them purchase. So after they've purchased the home, you're now going to become their consultant of how they can continue to build their wealth. And if they've got kids and all of that, you can start to come up with some sort of family plan for them. So I recommend doing at least one CMA and one follow-up per CMA. So that's 2 touches with each mail out that you're sending them. All right, so that's a really big list of ideas. Some other quick ideas that we will talk about are giveaways. You guys, I'm sure you guys have been on Instagram lately. A lot of people will try to build their real estate their Instagram following by doing giveaways and contests. Maybe you guys have local businesses that you want to promote, or you just want to give away like a gift card of some sort just to get some more engagement on your platforms. So you can try to do some of those. Client appreciation events / dinners. So maybe once a year, you want to invite all of your past clients to some sort of barbecue or a local pub, or you just want to have some sort of appreciation event for your past clients, bring them all together, be in front of them in some sort of way. Other things are informational video emails. So maybe you want to send out market update videos to certain clients, handwritten notes and cards. So if someone sends you a referral, or maybe you're just thinking about a past client, don't be afraid to just go old school and grab some sort of branded card and just send some people a note and just let them know that you're thinking about them. It doesn't have to be real estate related, just any type of handwritten card. And then of course, the post-sale follow-up. So After your clients have purchased a home, just because they purchased a home doesn't mean that you just say goodbye and you never talk to them again. That is the absolute worst thing that you can do. And probably one of the biggest complaints that people have about real estate agents is they sell their home and then they never hear from the real estate agent again. That is the biggest mistake that a lot of agents can make, because the people that have already worked with you have worked with you and they have that experience. So now you want to tap into their network. You want to work with their family, their friends, the people that have talked about real estate. So you want to stay in touch with all the people that have bought and sold with you so that you can hopefully tap into that network and grow your referral business instead of having to get on the phone and start cold calling and start from scratch again. Like I mentioned at the very beginning, 70 to 80% of your business is going to come from the people that you know, which is on your database. So the more you communicate with these people, the more you check in with these people, the higher chances of a referral business that you're going to get, which is going to pull you away from all of the cold prospecting that is not the most enjoyable. So I want you guys to spend 70 to 80% of your days on your database and finding out ways that you can communicate with these people. And only about 10, 20% of your time should be spent on the other types of prospecting for strangers. So cold calling, door knocking, all of those types of things. You shouldn't be spending majority of your times on those. You should be spending majority of your time building relationships with the people that you already know and hopefully getting business from them that way. Okay, so there's all your communication plans. And like I said, try to pick 3 to 4 of those and come up with a way that you can be in touch with them. So you're going to now create a monthly plan or a monthly touch point plan of action. So once you've chosen a few of the above forms of communication with your database, I want you guys to come up with a monthly plan of action. So as you can see, this is a link. So I'm just going to quickly show you guys this. So as you can see, I have categorized each month for you guys. So January, February, March, April, May. And in these sections, I want you to take your time and come up with some sort of communication plan. So whether you're going to do an email blast, which how many touches is that? Whether you're going to do a mail out, how many touches is that going to be? Pop buys, whatever it is, calculate the number of touches that you're going to do, and it should equal 27 to 33. Now, there's certain things that you're going to do every month, like your e-newsletters, your holiday cards. Those are going to be every month. Every year, maybe your client appreciation event or something like that, and then have some sort of other communication plan per year. Now, if you want to take a step further and start to budget your costs, you can do that as well. So really get your communication plan into this template as well, so that you guys can really get organized. And you guys can start this today. Since we are at the beginning of the year, you have the rest of the year to start planning for. Okay, and step 6, keep growing the database. So if you're just getting started, give yourself a due date when you want to have your database and an action plan complete. So I'm giving you guys all of this month to focus on just your database. So let's sit down, let's start to reach out to people, ask them for their contact information, and come up with a communication plan for them. To grow this database, anytime that you guys meet somebody new, remember to add them to your database and communication plan. So whether you're hosting an open house and you meet a new person, maybe you went to a family barbecue and you met a new person. Anytime that you meet somebody new, add them to this database, keep growing them. The goal is to grow the database and eventually sell the book of business. However, it is quality over quantity. So if you've just got some cold leads, add them to your CD database and have a different communication plan. So the C, B, and C people may just be getting a newsletter from you. So these could have just been like a hard, cold lead that came to your website. Just grab their email address and add them to your e-newsletter. And then anytime you meet somebody else that you think will actually do business with you or that you would love to do business with, then you're going to take it a step further and add them to different types of communications. So again, your goal is to have this nice, beautiful Excel sheet filled with lots and lots of names, and hopefully you can sell this one day. Now, to summarize everything that we just went through, because I know I've got some people out there that don't have the attention span to really go through and read this. So I want you guys to go through it, read it, and then just have this step-by-step checklist just sitting there so that you know exactly what you need to do. So again, upload a database Excel template, check. Input a list of people you know, check. Reach out to those people for contact information. Categorize your clients. save that Excel sheet as a CSV file, import the CSV file into a CRM platform, choose your communications, create a monthly touch point plan, consistently grow your database. And if you're a new agent, you've got an intro letter. So all of those links that I had throughout the document will also be on this template section for you as well. And then if you scroll down for our very visual learners, we've also done the exact same thing, but in visual form. So as you can see, these are the people on your database and the different types of communication plans. So you may not decide to choose all of these touch points, but just to give you an idea, they have monthly and quarterly newsletters, monthly market updates, weekly social comments. Maybe you're hosting some virtual or small group events, some quarterly conversations like we spoke about, birthday cards, CMAs, house anniversaries, special occasions, and delivering gifts. So we've also created a map that you guys can print off and have this. So this is the end of our first focus of the month, which is your database. Again, I will be sending you this booklet as well. It will be part of your email, and I will be sending you guys a link to every single template that we have on here. And next week, what we have happening is we are going to be doing a full training program on the CRM platform. So what I would love for you all to focus on is inputting everybody into a CSV file and get your contact list updated. So we're going to give you guys this whole week, next Wednesday, we are going to be doing a hands-on training on this Engage CRM, and we're going to be inputting them all together. And we're also going to be coming up with a communication plan. So your homework for this week is to get your database started, and then we're going to continue to grow it throughout the year. So thanks so much for attending, everybody. Let me know if you have questions, and we can go over all of those now. Okay, looks like we may not have any big questions. So if you think of anything, please do not hesitate to reach out. I hope we've made it very, very simple for you guys to get going. And like I mentioned, if I can teach you absolutely anything in your business, it would be to have this database. It's the absolute most important thing that you guys can do for yourselves, is to start your systems today. And next week, we'll be doing some hands-on training. So if you've got any questions, feel free to email me, Katelyn.Fulton@century21.ca. We're also going to be adding a lot of these training materials on our social media platforms, such as Facebook and Instagram. So if you do want to learn some more tips and tricks to every focus that we're doing, head on over to those our office pages, and I'll be updating you guys on a lot of different content that you guys can be using for your business this year. And yeah, let's make it a good year, guys. Looking forward